Just give Hock the premiership now. We're just wasting our time. We're all just wasting our time here.
You can ask the flowers.
They are steamrolling anyone their way.
Telling all the bluebirds. You can ask the flowers. I sit for hours. Telling all the bluebirds. The Billy Coopers. Pretty little baby.
Oh, that intro was cold by Electric. He's cooking.
He's done something there.
He is cooking. Here we go. Feel Good Friday, wherever you are and however you're listening. Welcome to Dan Does Footy. We had a game on last night. Not the game we thought we'd get.
No.
I had the marks of snooze fest going into it, but very competitive. Just want to ask you before we get into it, how was the KFC?
I don't.
There's a video going around of you
know what you're talking
in
about.
a servo. We're pretty sure it's you. It's a bit blurry of
Okay.
you asking, we're sort of exchanging your KFC for Maxibon. So I'll play it here and just see if it jogs your memory.
Okay.
There you go. What do you got there? A bit of bucket. You want some? Oh, yeah, I'll want some. Right. What do you got there? Can I have a bite of your maxi bun?
So you want to confirm or deny that's you?
Firstly, where's it set? Again, where is it?
In a servo somewhere.
There's
looks
your
like.
first mistake. What am I doing at a service station?
You can't drive, don't have a car.
Yep.
Don't have a car. Gotcha. That's case closed.
Yeah, sorry, case closed on that front.
We might put it in the socials just for everyone to confirm that it's not you.
Okay.
'Cause I think people should see it to make their own decisions.
I think it's the sort of thing that I would do, except I feel like asking for a bite of someone's ice cream is one of the more intimate things you can ask a stranger. I don't think I'd roll for that.
There's a few things in life you can't share food-wise.
Yes.
Chips
That's
you
not
can share.
your partner.
That's not your partner.
Yeah.
I won't share a drink with Anna.
You want to share a drink?
Closed bottle drink. That's my drink. If you want a drink, I'm more than happy to get you like a bottle of pump, like
Okay.
whatever it might be. But once I have a drink and you say no to the drink,
Sure.
don't come and ask for a sip.
And I'm assuming a straw would be one step too far as well.
Way
Like
too
that's-
far for mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But a Maxi Bond and ice cream is definitely out of the question. Like you're putting your lips on my food and then asking me to put my lips back on it and eat it. No, thank you.
I'd like to start sort of just trying my mate's beers at the pub. Going, oh, that looks
Yeah, just try.
that looks quite good. You mind?
and don't
having
say
a
anything.
little sip of that?
Yeah, I don't hate it. Hey, but we had a game on last night. Now, both teams did walk away, I think, in very different kind of feelings about how the game went.
Yeah.
So Brisbane won, for sure, but it feels like they've lost.
Yeah.
And Essendon, who lost, feels like they were probably happier with the whole effort in general, and the fans go, we'll take this as a win.
I tell you what, you look at like, especially the way even Brad Scott was talking pre-game.
Happy.
Well, no, but it was very much like, look, like a lot of the coverage was actually just about when he played for Brisbane against Essendon. That felt like the storyline.
Yeah.
And it was like, look, we all know what we're here for. It's going to be a rough couple of quarters.
It's going to be ugly.
And then we'll get back to Melbourne and we'll see you later. And
Yeah.
he's like, I just want to, create a bit of effort,
Yeah.
have a bit of fun, see what happens.
I mean, well, Essendon and the fans were just staring down the barrel of a shit sandwich.
Absolutely.
Open the bread up, no shit in it. Actually, very good. Very impressive. Not the shit sandwich we thought was going to happen. And it's rare for Brisbane, a team who have won, to be on the winning side of the game, but also become a fraud.
Yeah.
Like we haven't seen that yet in the history
Yeah.
of this program. So that happened last night, and the they were very good. They're baby bombers. Like they played with half a VFL team. Only 2 players are above 6'2", so they were absolutely tiny. We thought they were going to draft some people in Brisbane to come play a game for them. That was the storyline going into it. They did the opposite. You said they drafted out of Perth.
Yeah, 2 from Perth. Whatever their pick 1 and pick 2 was.
Yeah,
like
so
whatever
went to Perth and
that
did
was
that.
from the Waffles. So that's
Yeah,
good.
so that's hard for them to get over and play a game for them. But they were very good. Young, they were fun, they were daring, they played some good football. So I just want to say thank you, Essendon.
Yeah.
Put up a fight. Thanks for putting up a fight in prime time because that could have been really bad. Could have been really bad. But yeah, no, they were very good. 18-year-old kids running around. Ruckman's 50 years old. No backline. Sammy Durham gets injured early. Gresham gets injured as well in the first quarter. He can't really move. You got the Gabba. The best loss I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
That was very impressive.
With what I would like to say, probably the goal of the year sprinkled
Now, that
into
guy, that was amazing. So I think I didn't appreciate it as I saw it. You know how some goals you go, amazing. Boundary, amazing. Like, that's good. But when you look back and then you put it all together and go, okay, so what he's done is running full pelt away from goal, kicked it over his head with a defender chasing him.
Yeah.
That's tough.
And I think for me, a goal of the year absolutely needs context, right? So context to build a bigger picture. The fact that he virtually missed right in front moments before is awesome. That he then came back, retribution, and did it like that. But also, the goal assist from Gresham
That's what I was picking up
was
on.
unbelievable.
Yeah, that's the thing that didn't get picked up on the commentary. I said, hold on, the goal's great.
Yeah.
But did you see what Gresh just did to get the ball to him? Boundary, the ball's going out of the boundary line.
Absolutely.
Gresh is full pelt. He's injured. He's taken 2 steps, wrong footed himself,
Yep.
and thrown it on both hands, his right foot.
Yeah, I mean, it's
snapped
not even
across.
a kick, right? Like,
It was
just throwing it onto
He
it.
just threw it and got it across the face of the goal for Kay to pick it up, run away from goal, kick a goal.
Yeah.
That whole scene there,
Yep.
you may as well give it to the AFL and say, hey, on Brownlow night when you do goal of the year,
Yep.
this is the package that wins it.
Yep.
Like, that's goal of the year.
Yep.
Nothing will beat
It's
that.
like when someone kicks like an unbelievable, like, let's just say it's a goal after the siren to win the game from 55 out. Sure, awesome. But the mark that got him into that position was just a kick from 15.
Yep.
And it was just a chest
Yeah.
mark.
No.
I need the
whole lead up.
whole thing, you know?
The whole lead up. Well, that's what makes Dom Sheed's goal so great.
Exactly right.
You know, yeah, because if normally in isolation you go Dom Sheed's goal, just to go off the boundary. Probably
Yep.
wouldn't win goal of the year, but since it was such a big moment, grand final, the lead up, there's marks on the wings. Liam Ryan takes a mark, 2v1s with Sheed there, and all. Like, it's a great context goal.
Yeah.
That's what we saw last night
Yeah.
with Caddy. Great context goal. His dad would be driving the car around with his son's face on it, just everywhere, and parking in places where you visibly want to be seen today.
There would have been a massive new merch order first thing this morning.
With the Pit Vipers on his son
Yeah.
and saying, and we know that story, Nate saying, hey, I didn't even ask Dad to do that. He just started doing it. That's a proud father.
Yeah.
Love that. So, no, he was really good. Good bracket. Now, the stats don't look like he had a good, massive game, but breakout game in terms of what he did for the team.
Vibe-wise, absolutely.
Big vibe guy.
Yeah.
Same as Jai Caldwell.
Yeah.
Tannest guy in the league. Had 18 touches in the third quarter when they were coming. Like, he's an absolute dog. So they put up a great fight. I'm happy for him. I wanted to laugh at him because it would be hilarious if they got blown out. But you can't laugh at them. I respect what they did.
Hopefully it sets the tone for the possible blow your back out round that we've got ahead of us.
Yep.
That maybe it won't be.
Maybe we're going to, maybe a tighter affair, be
Yep.
a less blowout game or blowout round, and we have some good games this
Yeah.
round, potentially. So, and for the Brisbane, like, I still feel exactly the same how I felt maybe for the last month. I know last week I felt like they had broken the hangover and shaking that off, but now I'm like, like that was just cruise control. No foot in the throat mentality. They were up by, I think it was 6 goals in the first quarter, and then just cruise control. It was almost like they said, mids, just win this game for us. Like Hugh McCluggage. Huge McCluggage. He was 41 touches. Pretty boy Ashcroft with his hair, 30. Lockie Neal, 26. Like that just won him for the game in the end. Like the Bombers couldn't get beat with that. Baby Bombers.
Maybe just, look, if you're in cruise control, you're in cruise control for a reason, right?
If I'm a Bombers fan, I'm 9-2 and we haven't even hit our straps yet.
Yeah.
Like, you're laughing.
Yeah.
Surely it clicks more than what it is right now. But also, on the other side, that's a frustrating watch for Brisbane fans last night. Because you go on there, 6 goals up.
Yep.
We're 25 minutes in the first quarter. This had quite literally 100 points all over it. Big percentage booster. Keep yourself safe in the fourth for the next however long to the end of the season. And then you go, 18 points at home. So they're actually playing worse footy at home at the moment. Bombers beat them up there. Dons, Melbourne beat them up there.
Melbourne, yep.
Dons pushing last night. Like, Gabba maybe isn't the Gabba anymore.
Yeah, good call.
Maybe it's not scary.
Also, just a bit off topic, but I learnt last night why it's called the Gabba. I was trying to figure it out. Do you know this?
I might, but why?
It's in the suburb of, I believe it's called Wollongabba.
Didn't know that. There.
No, so I just thought I'd sprinkle that in for the
That
listeners
makes
at home.
sense. It makes sense. Also, Lockie Neal, Fugazi tattoo.
I did notice he looks a bit. I didn't see that, but he's got more going on.
He's got
on
more.
That.
He looks he's looking like a colouring in book at the moment.
So it says Fugazi.
He just got Fugazi on a bicep.
Well, that's a Wolf of Wall Street.
Now,
fan.
Fugazi is to fool.
Yeah, it's a
Someone-
fake story.
Fugazi.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
To
so
distract
he's
him.
got that on his arm. Would love to know the meaning of why he chose that. Because this is Lockie. We're talking 2-time Brownlow medalist.
I would like to believe a 2-time Brownlow medalist doesn't just love the Wolf of Wall Street, but maybe he just loves that scene.
I feel like Lockie's just going in on his day off in a tattoo shop and just picking stuff out of like the Flash Tattoos books.
Well, that happens though once you've got
You
your
get
first
caught
one,
up.
for sure.
So now he's got to commit. He has to commit to going full sleeve.
Well,
of
no, I
random
think
tattoos.
he commits to full like Libba, because Libba doesn't have a sleeve.
Hilarious
but
random
just-
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. All right then. All right. Well, whatever he did, it's working. Keep getting flash tattoos because it seems to be working.
Yeah.
They're in form. The mids are still going well. Forward lines in all sorts. I don't think Charlie Cameron play.
Yeah. Well, he did. I mean, he did.
Did Hipwood play? Okay, apparently they were out there. I didn't see there were a lot of them.
I think they got a goal each.
Did they?
Yeah.
In the twos?
No, they definitely played.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Honestly, I did not see them. I'm sure they were out there. But
Yeah,
did
no,
not see
I
them
think Hipwood got a goal in the third or maybe the fourth, and then Cameron scored in the first quarter, but then that was about it.
at all. Okay, so a summary is that Brisbane, obviously, they aren't hungover, but they're not premiership drunk yet
Yeah.
either. They're just in a kind of steady state of like, let's get a slight buzz. It's
Yeah.
like they've got a what's it called in their gum? Zin.
Zin.
They've got a zim in their gun. Just want to feel something. Just want to buzz.
What's that like? I don't know what they're like.
I have no idea. My friend took one once. He's like, yeah, I got my ulcer is right up there now because it just burnt through my gum. And Essendon, they just can't, like, they're young. Baby Bombers can't beat a good team. So I'd feel so good about what they're doing if I'm a Bombers fan. You got half your teams on the injury list, season-ending injuries. You go up to the Gabba, you push them. Like, that's good. And you just know, like, off that, if they can't be a good team, that's fine. You're happy where you are, Bombers fans. The season is what it is. But I just know they play Carlton next week. I guarantee they'll beat us. Baby Bombers will just run wild on us.
Will they get anyone back, or is it
I don't
they've
think
got
so.
the longer
I think
term?
they're all long term, like all
Yeah.
on the older G's running at the moment down at Bomberland. So it was a good game. It was actually a good game. Also, you see Fox Footy.
Did I ever?
Someone had a mare. So we've been speaking about this all week, it seems like, about the Fox Footy and the Channel 7 war. They've been going back and forth. We're out of that. We're not in old man media. We don't wear suits. But we've observed it going, this is absolutely hilarious that they're still fighting each other. So we knew that their Fox is not going to the games, but they're using Channel 7's coverage. We broke that down with the cameras, and then they just cut to their own commentators, their own coverage of the game. So when they go into halftime, and we're seeing the players walk off the ground, someone obviously cuts that and then cut back into Fox. Fox not only missed the cut, started showing Seven's halftime coverage before they cut back in their own coverage. Someone's getting fired today at Fox Footy.
It's not a great look, is it? Right now.
During a war?
Yeah.
To give the enemy exposure?
Yes.
It's not great. It's like they've given the enemy their gun and said, shoot me.
Oh, yeah.
And then give it back to me, actually. I regret that decision.
Yeah. It's like the film Gallipoli, the end scene, where instead of running into the battlefield with a gun, you're running in with a pen.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, that's very much
That's
it.
the wrong thing.
I think also, so for context as well, and I don't know if I said this correctly, but there's another platform, sort of a third-party platform. Often NEP is the platform, and they're the broadcaster.
Big trucks you see at the stadiums.
Yeah, they're the broadcaster, and then Fox 7, whoever it might be, they take their feed.
Plug in.
But I don't know how it works when you've got access to their shows, like other shows. That's the bit that I'm like, where's the mayor happened here?
How they done that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they must have plugged into Seven's coverage
Yes.
and then forgot to cut away before the halftime commentator screen time coverage starts, and then someone's messed up.
And I tell you what, when I saw Channel 7 for a second, I thought their setup looked more enticing.
Well, they're at the game.
Yeah.
Also, Fox Footy had a very interesting description on KO going to the game. So we know back and forth, BT's been like, oh, you guys don't show up. The boxes are empty here. This is their description on KO.
Yeah.
You know the seat down the bottom, AFL Live in progress, Brisbane v Essendon. It goes, the Premiers are back on the winners list, and Fox Footy will be at the Gabba as they host Essendon. Made a real point to say we'll be there.
And they did make a point of it. It was, Howie, it's raining, but now you've gone upstairs and I'm actually down on the ground because it's wet and I'm definitely here.
Yeah, no, we're definitely all here. This isn't a green screen. No, it's all good. Good on them. In the news.
Oh, yeah.
Big stuff happening in the AFL house. So held their own match committee, it seems like, for their team selection for the second half of the year and maybe the foreseeable future. And we've got some ins, we got some outs. Out, Laura Kane. In, new football boss who hasn't been hired yet. That's the team selection they're going with. So Andrew Dillon has made this call. I think what he wants to do, he wants to become a I just get shit done CEO.
Sure.
With this move.
A fuck it CEO.
A fuck it CEO. I read this as that move. I'm
Okay.
going to become that guy. So Laura Kane, who was responsible for MRO, umpiring, game analysis, player movement, laws of the game, innovation, she's now been stepped away from that role, and she's just overseeing operations of the AFL, AFLW, VFL, VFLW.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, but in a nice way, it's a new football boss who will take over what she was supposed to be doing, and Laura Kane has been half sacked.
Right. So I actually read it that it was more splitting the responsibility, but you're saying it's
a half sacking.
Okay.
It's a half sacking. Yeah, and I like Laura. We've had some great chats with Laura and I outside of football. Like, I have no doubt behind closed doors she's done some great stuff. I have no doubt about it. But she was thrown to the wolves with this role. Like, it was a role where she was never going to succeed. That is to have one person responsible for
Yeah.
MRO, umpiring,
Yep.
game analysis, player movement, laws of the game. That's not a one-person role at all.
I mean, we had to get bloody Ash in to help with the editing. So, I totally get
But
it.
that's a lot. So, and that's, hopefully I've extended the olive branch to her and Andrew to come on the show and let's talk about this
Yeah.
in a nice, polite way and try and figure out what's going on. How do we get better here? They've refused that. I get that. But this essentially, as I said, half-sacking. It's very much a half-sacking. Andrew Dillon said to her, everything that you're doing right now, you probably haven't done it to the way that we want it to be done or expectations. So we're going to take all that stuff away from you. I'm going to give you this operations role, which essentially is just her popping her head into the AFL every week and being like, hey, I just want to make sure the game's still here. I'm getting a coffee then. We're all good here. Great. I'm out of here.
Lots of coffees.
Lots of coffee. So someone else has to find that new role. And I don't know who they're going to find. They're supposed to look up, hire someone. Hopefully they hire someone outside the AFL.
Okay.
Because normally it's very much a let's hire from our own pool of people at AFL. Let's just get the best person wherever they are in the world. Go and do a search. Don't take your time with it. And let's make sure we get our game being great again.
How would you feel about someone from a different sport, like say someone from the Premier League or the NFL, that seemingly runs quite well, coming in and doing that? Or do you need someone who gets our game? Or do you think it's the sort of role that you just have to have a good business-minded, structural...
Yeah. No, well, they've tried, so with Laura, she didn't come from, she's been in football world, but she hasn't come from a world where she's been responsible for umpiring, MRO. So that's not her. She was very much like clubland boss. And that's different to being laws of the game, AFL, oversee everything boss. That's completely different. So I'd hopefully Andrew and the crew of 25 people that help him make a decision go out and just find the best person possible. Because Andrew's Andrew's biggest fault is he hasn't been making decisions.
Okay.
We want to fuck it, let's make something happen guy. And if he wants to become a guy, just do stuff. If you want a night grand final, Andrew, just make it a night grand final. And we as fans will be like, you know what, we don't like it, but we'll all get over it. We always do. It'll be horrible. You like it, don't you?
I don't mind the idea of it. Well, I want to experience it because I was overseas when it happened.
Yeah.
So it was actually really good for me. It was 11 o'clock in the morning. It was
Great.
perfect.
Well, if it's a night grand final, you know what I'm saying? If it's a night grand final that you want, Andrew, don't ask 20 people.
No,
Mate,
sure.
You're the guy.
Yeah.
Become the fucking guy.
yourself.
Make a decision. You want to fix the draft because the draft's absolutely cooked at the moment with academies and a pick 12 that would normally, a pick 3 now can become a pick 12 because of the bidding system. Change it.
Yep.
Dude, let's make some changes here. We'll get over it, but we'll be happy with it. So hopefully he can do that. I did laugh at our socials where we put up Laura Kane thing saying, look, essentially she's been stepped down, different roles. Brock commented saying, this is like when mum asks you to help with the cooking, but you stuff up and then she strips you of all your responsibilities.
Just stirring.
Yeah, that's what she's done. So
Set
hopefully
the
they fix
table.
it. Just go get the cutlery. Can you do
Yeah.
that, please? Hopefully they fix this thing because I want a strong CEO who's going to lead us to the promised land in our game. That's what we need. Mid-season draft happened. Congrats, Tom McCarthy. Well done, Tom. Big Tom McCarthy, speedy hybrid defender out of Richmond VFL, off to West Coast. Poor guy was interviewed saying, hey, how have you done this? You were pretty much, in no man's land with your career. No one had you on the radar. And he said, long story short, I used to be shit, but now I'm good. Sums it up perfectly. Well done. So West Coast get a dog there. I think he's going to play VFL or waffle for them this week, and he'll be straight in by reports. Then North Melbourne took Zach Banch, small high half forward. Thank God they did that. Not a midfielder.
Yes.
Half forward, zippy, get him in. Hopefully he's playing soon. Port Adelaide. Harrison Ram. He's a tall, I think he plays back and defence. Carlton, Flynn Young. You see this guy?
I did.
Stoked with everything in life.
As you would be.
Just like everything was the best ever. Every reaction. Good. That's a guy who just was very grateful just to be picked up.
Well, that's what the mid-season draft is, right?
Just giving hope to kids.
It's more heartwarming than the actual draft for sure.
And the high half forward needed that. Flynn Young, so he'll probably play straight away given where we're at. Bulldogs took Selwood, defender. I think there's big raps on him. And Essendon. This is the big one at Essendon, Archer May.
Yes.
Now, this guy's big as shit. Have you seen a photo of him?
Yeah.
Mate, he is bulky. Key forward, strong marking player. He'll play straight away when they come back from Brisbane for sure. If he was in Brisbane at the time on a holiday, he would have played last night. Also, Dermy's stepson. Footy gods hate Derm. Making his stepson play for the Bombers as a Hawks man.
Tell you what, they wouldn't shut up about it.
That's punishment. So this guy, there's a lot to pick with Archer May here. All the fallout here between Essendon and Collingwood. So Essentially, Collingwood had been scouting Archer May for the weeks leading into it.
Yep.
In the mid-season draft, like, here's our guy, I want to get him, but we got to talk to him and try and not tamper the draft, but also, tamper the draft, essentially. They'll play mind games. So a lot of people saying out of this, did they try and tramper it? Did Essendon just let Collingwood do all the work for it? Essendon selected Archer May before Collingwood even had the pick, and the Dons only spoke to him the day before the draft. Like, Collingwood were big on him the whole time throughout the process leading into the mid-season draft. They even were so into him, they told him that he should avoid playing waffle and put an 18-month contract on his head. So at a mid-season draft, normally it's a 6-month contract for those players, get to the end of the year, then renegotiate or you get delisted. They said him, sit out playing football, preserve yourself, put 18-month contract on your head, and we'll pick you up. Trying to deter anyone from coming for him.
Wow.
And then Essendon swooped in and was like, oh, that's hilarious. No way, we'll take him for sure. And so they did. So essentially what people are saying is Collingwood tried to tamper the draft by doing this, by trying to scare the other clubs off for not picking him.
That's fine, isn't it?
Well,
I'm trying
I
to break
don't know.
it down.
I don't know. Well, it made no sense because Collingwood are very much like, no, we're taking our homegrown talent. We're going to go to our own VFL system.
Yeah.
We're going to go to our own pool. For them to go to a Perth play and be like, hey, sit out and put 18 months in your head, dodge.
Yeah, okay.
Dodge. And they got found out. So everyone was like very happy this happened. A lot of people on Twitter being like, no, you guys stuffed it up massively. Suck shit, Collingwood. You tried to draft Tampa. Gotcha.
Didn't that happen? And correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't know the full story, but I remember there's something being similar to that with Sam Pepper. He was told like not to play or something, so then he'd fall down the draft a bit.
It does happen.
Yeah.
Massively. I remember when I was trying to get out of the Suns, maybe the second time or the third time. No,
Yeah.
second time
Wasn't
maybe.
it fourth? No.
Nah, one of the 4 times. I was speaking to Port Adelaide, and management and Port said, you've played like 4 good rounds of football in a row.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 rounds left. My knee was a little bit sore. Not like stopping playing sore, but sore. And they both said, stop playing. Pull out and stop playing, and we'll just take you in the trade period. So that happens.
And did you play?
No, I didn't play, and then I didn't get traded either. So my value not only went down, I lost so much respect because this all from everyone, because everyone's like, this guy doesn't want to play football. It was very obvious I could play football.
Yeah.
I was training farms, and I comes, knee's actually really sore. I don't think that's gonna nah. And then I had to train for 3 weeks, not play.
We've done scans.
Really?
Looks fine.
Try again.
Yeah. How about now?
Yeah, so it happens though. It happens, but interesting. But he is a big boy. It's
Yeah.
Mate. He's a big son of a bitch. His legs are huge. He'll throw some defenders around, so I can't wait to see him in action. Got an interesting text from a friend in Fiji.
Interesting. A friend that's in Fiji
Yeah,
that
yeah.
lives in there, or
No, just on Fiji.
Okay.
He's in there at the moment. Cocktails by
Yep.
the pool. Very relaxing.
Yep.
He goes, you won't believe this. Michael Voss is here. I said, mate, absolutely not. Like, there's no way Voss is in Fiji. But the clubs are, we're on fire at the moment. There's no way he's doing what our Prime Minister did years ago.
he's done
to
a
us.
ScoMo.
He's not doing it. He hasn't done a ScoMo, left us when the club's on fire. He wouldn't do that. Next day, get a message. Sure enough, Michael Voss just lounging on a pool toy, just soaking in the sun. So that's where we're at.
So is it
Not
one
only the players enjoying it, so is Vossy.
Is it one thing for the players, another for the coach? Do you think in this? Like, how do?
I kind of rate it. You got to relax. You go out and relax. Either if I'm him, I'm going just as far away as I actually can.
That's true.
But he looked like he was working hard too. He was on his laptop on the call, doing some calls. So a lot of stuff. And now he's been out of the country. A lot of people coming for him in his job saying, is he under pressure?
Mm-hmm.
We got a new footy boss coming in saying, no, he's all good. Everything's fine. So the big thing is now the whispers that I hear, and I hear some whispers. Those Wolves talk to me. Actual players talk to me as well. But there's a big divide going on, I think, from the players and the whole organisation at the moment where half the team's in on him, half the team's out of him. Players are now like, it's either him or me. Players are wanting to get out of the club, trade. Like, there's a lot of the club is messy at the moment. The stuff during Walshy during the week.
Yeah.
Apparently, clubs are coming after him. Of course, Geelong are in it.
Yeah.
They're in for every player. But it's got a bad 3 months coming up, I think, for the club if they can't get some results on the board.
So just go and have a swim.
Go to Fiji.
Go and have a
sort it
cocktail.
out, come back,
Come
and
back.
let's all reset ourselves.
Yeah.
So hopefully, and you know what? I didn't want to put anything out there on socials. I was like, this guy deserves a break.
Yep.
He cops a lot of shit. I piled on probably the most.
Yes.
So this guy can enjoy his holiday in peace. We'll talk about it here, but in terms of releasing that is him. He needs to enjoy. So go and hey, Vossi, have a spicy marg, have as many cocktails as you want. Do what you need to do. Have a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
I recommend smoking in Fiji. Get away with it.
Come back, first press conference, go Bulla,
Yeah.
and then
Little flower in your ear.
Yeah, brace.
Fozzie's your cornrows.
Yeah.
So hopefully he's living up there, and hopefully he's following a new game plan for us. Into football, Sean Darcy's back for Freo.
Yeah.
Now, either Justin Lomai has the biggest balls, or he hates Luke Jackson. I'm not sure which one it is.
Could there be a little bit of
Yeah.
crossover?
Well, it's just this
Why
thing
not a
hasn't
little bit of
worked.
both?
It hasn't worked. So why would you bring you're bringing him back after 2 weeks of being injured, out of form, and Luke Jackson is very much, without saying it, said, "I just want to be the guy. Stop bringing this guy in."
Yeah.
Huge move.
It's big.
It's a big move. So see if that pays off. But that's a move that I probably wouldn't have made if I was Justin.
Okay.
Big nuts. So who do they have this week?
Let's have a quick look.
They've got
We should
Adelaide.
know.
No, they don't. They've got Suns.
They-
They've got-
they got the
remember
Suns.
Suns, and then now Alex Pearce, who got off, injured.
Yeah.
Injured. Hot spot in his leg. All that work for nothing.
What's a hotspot?
I don't know. I think it's like maybe a fracture, or I don't know. They just said hot spot. So hot spot could mean lots of things.
Yeah, okay.
Like bone pressure. I got no idea. I'm not a physio. I'm not even trying to be a physio. Outside of football stuff, Tones and I's dog killed another dog in the news today. Yeah, pretty random.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, in Frankston, dog got off a leash and just killed a dog.
Tones and I
Yeah.
lives in Frankston.
Yep. Frankston. She's homegrown from Frankston. Big bulldog got out, just ragdolled a cavoodle.
Oh.
Yeah, gross. Now,
That's not what you want.
I know. Tones and I try to get away with it. No. Family said absolutely not. You killed a lovely family cavoodle. You're going down.
Jeez, there's going to be a new upcoming album.
Yeah. Bark for me, bark for me, bark
Yeah.
for me. Hey.
Yes.
That's bad. So also that sounds like that's bad for Tones and I. That's not a great. That's
No.
not inspiration for a song at all. Really. Unless mine, maybe it is. Maybe dedication
I
for
reckon
a
it is.
bulldog.
Some of the great songs, Ain't Nothing But a Hound Doggy,
Come from pain.
yeah.
Come from real pain. So we've got a game tonight.
Yes.
Let's talk about the hate watch we've got tonight. There's a
Yep.
big hate watch going on.
In the Avery.
Big Battle of the Birds, loud house, gonna be crazy, sold out. Again, I'm still riding the Hawks here. I want a successful hate watch to go down tonight.
Okay, yeah,
This
yeah.
is big for me. So I thought, what better way to end the program is with a prayer to our footy gods. Now, with footy gods, I think your footy god is very dependent to you.
Sure.
It's individual. Whoever you close your eyes and go, that's my footy god, that's who I pray to.
Okay.
So who would be yours?
Well, bizarrely, I don't know why, but the first person that just came to mind was Gian Snerakusa, which I don't know. I can't tell you why.
Wow. Okay, that's yours though.
Maybe it is. I mean, look, realistically, my footy god would probably be like Fraser Garrick
Okay.
or
Right.
Jason Graham.
Okay. Well, my footy god when I close my eyes is Steve.
Sure.
So I would like to lead a prayer. I'm not religious, but I do believe in football gods. So going to tonight's game, I thought it'd be the most nice way to end the program for everyone. Dear Steve Silvani God. Now, I don't ask for much. In fact, I haven't asked for anything this season, given how the Blues are going. But I do come to you with a prayer, hoping that you can help me just this one time this season in your mighty God ways. I pray that you help Hawthorn deliver an amazing win from that filth Collingwood tonight and give us all great pleasure sitting on our couches in pubs, wherever we may be watching the football, seeing Collingwood lose tonight. If you do this, I promise to build 15 statues around Carlton for you. In Stephen's name we pray. Amen. Enjoy your football. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you on Monday to unpack it all. Come on, Hawthorn. We need this. Let's go, Hawks.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.